Hey everybody, Sprocket here, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. So, did an oil change here on the Nova. You can see, Nova. Sorry the sun's out. Actually feels pretty good. But anyhow, wanted to do a short video, let you know a few things that I found, and give you a piece of advice. I wasn't going to bore you with actually filming me do the oil change because it's pretty basic, and there's, I can't even tell you, probably a lot of videos out there of how to change oil. But wanted to tell you about a thing I learned a long time ago called the 18-inch rule. So, as you can see, maybe, how wet with oil it looks down around the valve cover on this thing. So, the oil filter is right down there underneath of the hose. You can barely see it. There's all that stuff under the radiator hose. So, obviously, that's less than 18 inches away. So I went ahead and checked the torque on these bolts up here, and some of them were not even finger tight. So that explains why it's all wet. Well, that and these stamped steel covers, it doesn't really matter what you do, they're going to leak. It's just the way they were designed. They're thin, and even if you flatten them out, make them straight, goop them all up with RTV, it doesn't matter, they still leak. At least that's the way it's been for me. So, also found, because this one sat for, it was either 3 or 4 months, I don't remember which. That and previous video I had to patch up the tank, so I figured I would clean out my fuel filter, which is down here inside the carburetor. Real close in here, you can see where the fuel line goes into the carb right there. Now I bought what they call a quote-unquote high-performance filter. It's just a brass one that you can clean out. It's not the old paper style where you have to replace it, because I didn't want to have to keep buying filters, because for this thing they're getting hard to come by. So anyhow, cleaned that out and put that back together. Also found out that the wing nut on my air cleaner was kind of loose. Just little things like that. I mean, obviously on something this old, you want to make sure you're checking fluids at least once a week, especially when you see wetness down the sides of the block and everything. But just little stuff like that, you know, just put your hands on it, you know, just grab a hold of it and go, okay, whoop, there we go. Yeah, that's tight. All right, good. But yeah, other than that, oh, hang on. I'm going to walk you over here again. Sorry about the sunlight, but like I said, feels really good. In my recycle bin. Oh, sorry about the name. So, this here, if you look down there, contains zinc anti-wear agent ZDDP. All right. Now I put 2 of these in there because, now I didn't do the research, but watched a couple of videos, and the amount of ZDDP, I forget exactly how they measure it. It's so many particles per so many particles. I don't remember the exact formulation, but for a 5-quart system, they came up with you need 2 of them. So I was like, okay, I'll use 2 of them in place of a quart. Even though it's just a hair more than a quart, it's not going to hurt this engine where it's leaking. So I used 2 of those plus 4 quarts. Now the reason you need the zinc additive in these old flat tappet cams, which means non-roller lifters, is because the zinc, and there's other metals in there too, it creates a sacrificial layer between the camshaft and the lifters that gets rubbed away instead of the metal of the camshaft and the lifters. All your new oils since the late 90s, early 2000s, somewhere in that neighborhood, they completely removed it because of emissions. The EPA told car manufacturers you have to make your catalytic converters warranty for 100,000 miles. Well, with the zinc in the oil, they couldn't do that because it was just, you know, after so long was destroying the catalytic converters. So the manufacturers came back and said, okay, remove that from the oil and we'll do it. Well, by that point, almost every car manufactured had a roller cam and lifters. So the oil companies were like, sure, no problem. That's cheaper for us. So that's what they did, which kind of screws us with these old cars. So then we got to spend more money to buy the additives. I'm sorry I'm ranting a little bit. I just get annoyed by having to do things like that. But at any rate, just wanted to let you know what was going on, give you a few pointers. So, that's it for now. Have a good one.